So recording has started now. Okay, so good morning and thank you very much. Big thank you to everyone for joining the class this morning. So this is our second session in our Microsoft Excel training. We have another session for Power BI, but for this Microsoft Excel, this is the second session. It's a 3-hour session stretch. We're going to have a break in between after the first, let's say between 1 hour 25 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes. We're going to have like 10 minutes water break. Then we would come back and complete the session. So if you can see my screen, no, you cannot. Thank you. Okay. All right. So this is the training outline. All right. So let's go through it so that we can align, so that our training can actually find alignment. The part one is the very basic stuff in Excel, looking at the navigation. Since we assumed zero knowledge, right? We looked at referencing the rows and the columns, looked at how to create sheets, how to save your file, different data types that you can use when saving your file. We looked at some other objects like your tables, your shapes, etc. We looked at autofill. We looked at autofill options, which includes fill series, copy series, flash fill. We looked at all of that. I've talked about saving your file. And very importantly, we looked at relative referencing, mixed referencing, and fixed referencing. We did all this last week. And they're all available in the video. I gave us the link. We looked at name manager, how to change name of an object. For example, all right. For example, this cell normally is cell B3. I can name it Ade. So B3 is now Ade. If I put 45 there now, and I reference Ade here, Ade, right? Instead of B3, to give me 45. Okay. That is naming. And then it's not only cells we can name like that. We can also name shapes. We can name tables. We can name any object in Excel has a name. Name is very important, just like in real life, right? So look at these ones are like Microsoft. Our knowledge of Microsoft Word will help us here. Talking about font style, bold fonts, underline, etc. Your borders, your themes, all this. No issue. Then we look at commonly used shortcuts. Okay. I've used a number of them. I promised that I'll send us a file which contains some shortcuts. I've not done that. I apologize. I'll send it. I'll send it after the class. All right. So what we started with again last week, I've not gone too far, and then I might have to revisit some of the concepts that we did, is data cleaning in Excel. So let's focus our attention on this today, and then if possible, we can move beyond data cleaning today. All right. So handling missing values was the first thing. Missing values. If you have missing value in your data, how can you handle it? Okay, we looked at variable removal, observation removal, data imputation by frequency or average, identifying missing values with basic sorting and filtering. So the first thing is actually to identify the missing values. Then when you identify missing values, you can make a decision. It's subjective. You'll be the one to decide what you want to do here. So I gave us some techniques that you can use to handle missing values. All right, not in financial data, right? Like maybe you have a missing value in financial data. Money, maybe, okay, this is not okay. There's no value here. Let's put 5,000. All right. I'm sorry. Okay, so merging and extraction. We started with this last week. I will revisit it. I know a lot of us did not quite get it. I'll go back there. I'll go back to merging and extraction. Probably we got merging already.
Your slide is not changing. Your slide is not showing the Excel format.
Yes. I'm actually on a PDF page right now. Can you see a PDF page on my screen? Can you see merging and extraction? Functions, left, right, mid, search.
Yes.
Yes, I can see it. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I
I'm
thought
not
you are
in
working
Excel.
on the Excel sheet. Sorry.
No. I'm reviewing what we have done. I'm trying to recall things we have done and then trying to assure us that some things, some concepts, we might have to revisit them. Okay. So merging and extraction. Don't worry, I'll go back there. Then, okay, removing and inserting columns. Okay. Removing and inserting columns. I'll go there. So let's move on. Then data formats. Good. We have not done it at all. Data formats. We're going there. We're looking at this functions. We look at text function. We look at custom data formats. If you get these three, we are fulfilled. Outliers. It was in this class last week. I actually handled outlier using interquartile range method. We'll revisit it. I know we did not quite get it, so we'll revisit it. Joining, yes. Probably some of us can do VLOOKUP already. So we'll not waste time there, right? VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP. Actually, if you know XLOOKUP already, you don't need any other thing in this place. XLOOKUP is enough. But I'll look at everything. I like my training participants to be versatile. So match and index, look at them. All right, we look at removing duplicates. Remove duplicates. We're going to look at how to use some formulas if you're using Office 365, right? Unique transpose, filter. These are functions. Unique, which one again? VStack. All right. Removing duplicates. How to identify it is actually the first thing. All right. Okay, spelling check. So let's see how far we can go. If you're able to do all of this today, then we move to the analysis part. We're going to do logical functions, how we can write some formulas in Microsoft Excel to make decisions. For Excel to make decisions, okay, Excel, if this happens, do this. If this happens, do that. How you can write conditions. We're going to look at one of my favorite examples here is how to write a formula that can grade students. Okay, if somebody score 50, give them C. If they score 75, give them A. They score 39, fatai. Sorry, F9. If they score 80, give them A. 65, give them B3 or B2. B3, I think. If they score 74, B3. Can create a grading system. Right. So we can start with that. Then we look at statistical functions, mean, max. The one we see already know: sum, average, max, mean, count A, count blank, round, some products, some if, some if. Then when we are through with those ones, we go to pivot tables. Slow and steady, they say. Once there is. So let's move. Let me show my Excel. So can everybody see my Excel sheet now? So let's work with small data, right? Before we move to the big ones, let's work with small data. So let's start looking at how we can handle missing values again. Like I said, it's in the previous video. I would not want to waste time on it, but at least I feel, even if it is going to be a 5 minutes session, it's not bad. All right. Are we together? Please confirm you can see my Excel screen.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So I want to start with missing values. So if you look at my data, when you want to analyze a data in data analytics, sometimes you have missing values. All right. Even if it's not data analysis you are doing, if it is something in your profession you are doing, sometimes you have missing values and then it can.
Hello.
I think it's network because even your voice is breaking, sir. Omar, can you see my
can't
screen?
see it.
Yes, I can see the screen. Loud and
I think it's network. So if at any point in time anybody cannot see my screen, I advise number one, you want to check your network connection.
Sorry, I
Then
can't
you can log out of the call and log on again.
see the
Your network is bad though.
Excel, please.
You don't get what I'm saying. It's not even about the Excel. Even me, I'm actually
Please, I
struggling
can't
to hear
see.
you. Like it's breaking. The voice is really breaking. I cannot really hear you. So I suspect the network connection. You may want to check the connection or log out of the call and log in again. All right. So let's move. So I was saying when you are dealing with data, right? Missing value can be a big deal. So you want to deal with it. I give us some ways to deal with it, right? I said you can leave it blank. If you have blank, sometimes just leave it blank, right? So that you don't misrepresent your data, depending on what you are working on. If it is just a survey, you may not want to leave it blank. I mentioned something. If it's a financial data, I think it's best to just leave it. It's somebody's money, kind of. I mean, I cannot be working in a bank. Then let me say I'm spooling people's accounts or things that relate with money. And maybe you notice the blank. I say, this blank should not be blank. I should put something there. I might be creating the trouble. So you might want to leave it blank. That is one. Number two, I say you can do data imputation. You might want to do data imputation. That is, you want to put something there. This is purely based on assumptions, so it is an inaccurate method of handling missing data, right? It's an inaccurate way. And then depending on what you are working on, if you are working on numbers, you can use techniques like using average or median. I think these are the popular method. There are others, right? This is what I mean. You are dealing with, let's say, ISS3 is too frequent in my mouth. GS1 students took a survey for GS1 students and then took the survey among 20 students, right? Out of the 20, 18 gave their age and 2 refused to give their age, or let's say they forgot. How can you assume an age how can you assume the age for these two guys that did not put their age? Very simple. GS1 students, they would most likely fall within the same age group. Usually in Nigeria here, they're usually between 8 and 12. GS1 is usually between the age of 8 and 12. Even if you are 12, you'll be a little bit ashamed in class. I think 9, 10 is more frequent. But some people join 8. 7 is rare if it exists at all. And 12 is not as rare, right? But what I'm saying is that they all belong to the same age group. What you can do is add the age of the 18 guys that submitted their age. Well, after you must have removed outliers anyway. Add their age, divide it by 18. Essentially, I'm saying that find the average. Then the average you get for these 18 guys, assign it to these 2 people that did not put their age. Simple. That is one. Or you can arrange the age of the 18 guys in ascending or descending order, then pick the middle value. That's the 50th percentile, right? Or you call it the 5th decile, or you call it the second quartile. Median, in short. Median. Find the median, find the middle value, assign it to the 2 guys that did not put their age. Like I said, it's assumption, right? So it's less accurate, but it makes sense. So, but what if you are dealing with text? How can you use data imputation? You're dealing with text. How can you use data imputation for text? You can use frequency method. This is what I'm saying. All right. Okay. You are taking data on what people will eat. Okay, or which jollof is best. Is it Nigerian jollof or Ghana jollof or Senegal or Cameroon jollof? Which one is the best? You took the data bit among, let's say, 200 participants, and then 195 of them responded. 5 did not respond. Based on our method, you can just find that they don't respond. In fact, we are going there. Delete it. You can assume that they did not respond at all. Just delete those 5. We are going there shortly now. But as we want to do imputation, what can you do? You can look at, okay, which one did people favor most? Okay, out of 195 respondents, let's say 100 said it's Nigeria, 20 said it's Ghana, 35 said it's Senegal, and let's say the remaining said it's Cameroon. Come on. The remaining 5 just say, okay, let's assume they're all Nigeria. They all choose Nigeria because Nigeria has the highest frequency, right? That is by frequency. And they're not just because they have the highest frequency. The gap is even wide. I mean, after Nigeria's 100, the next closest guy is maybe 30 something. The margin is there. So the 5 people that did not put their favorite jollof, you can assume that they prefer Nigerian jollof. Inaccurate? Yes. Does it make sense? Also, yes. So apart from data imputation, what you can do is you can delete variable. You can delete variable. You can delete a variable. If you're getting a data now, okay, let's say in this case now, district, sales region. Okay, let's say I don't have all this. How many rows do I have here? Let me check. I have just like 109 in this place. How many values do I have here? I have 94. The rest missing. The rest missing. So what can I do? Or better still, let's say I even have more that are missing, right? In short, let's say if the percentage of missing value is significant and you cannot delete the variable, I mean you cannot delete the observation, so best thing is to delete the column. Let me explain again. This is what I'm saying. Okay. Look at this case, for example. Look at this sales district on my screen. How many blanks do I have? I have a blank in row 12. I have a blank row. Let me delete this entire row. Nothing is there. So I have 1 blank so far. Which one again? I think that's all the blank I have. Just 1 blank. Just 1 out of like 109. It will not do so much harm for me to just delete this row. That is deleting observation. Okay. Just 1 missing value out of 1000. Let's delete it. That is deleting observation 1. Look at this one as well. I can delete these 2 now. And I will still not have any issue. See that I've deleted it. I've deleted it. Let me teach you how I deleted that. So 2 ways you can do. I can highlight the entire row, then right click and delete. There's a shortcut. I can press Ctrl minus the hyphen beside your 0. I can press Ctrl minus to delete it. But there's a problem if I do that. I've deleted something here as well, and I don't want to delete that. So I press Ctrl Z. I've deleted this thing. I don't want to delete it. So I can highlight just these 3 cells. I will right click, or I can use Ctrl minus. Then Excel will ask me, how do you want to manage the cell? Do you want to shift left? If I shift it left, this one will come to the left. That is what shift left means. But obviously, that is not what I want. What I want is that I want this San Diego on number 10. I want it to close the gap. So that means I want to shift cells up. So once I right click and press delete, right, or I use Ctrl minus, I just use shift cells up because I want to close the gap, right? So this one will jump up and this one will remain where it is, right? You can also do shift cells down. If that's what we want, that is, this number 8 will come down to meet number 10. And in that case, I will have a row, I have a blank row on top. Shift cells down. Unfortunately, that is not even there. All right. Control Y. Control Y to redo. Okay, so that is deleting observation or deleting record. So in data analytics, right? Row, observation, record. They all mean the same thing. They all mean row, right? But in this case, now let's not find another case. Now I have plenty data like this missing. A lot of things missing. So let's say out of my 109 data, 40 are missing. Number one, I cannot do data imputation for 40 missing values. It's too much. The assumption will be too much and it will materially impact my analysis. I cannot delete the observation. I cannot delete the records. Why? Because if I delete it, my data will be few. Out of 109 rows, I've deleted like 45. What is remaining? I won't have data to analyze again after deleting it. So two things. You can ask yourself, is this column necessary for my analysis? Is it a requirement? Is it required? If it is required, what you do, you go back and get more data. Get more data. So that's important. If it is a column that is required in your analysis, you cannot leave it like this. You need to go back to your data source and get more data. If it is not a requirement, if it is not so important, delete everything. Delete the variable. So that is deleting variable, right? So when I say variable, it's the same thing as field, it's the same thing as column, right? Variable, field, column, all the same thing. So that's the logic. So let's go ahead now. So how do you even detect missing values? Is the next thing. How do you know there are missing values in your, how do you identify or locate where you have missing values in your data? Okay, you can use this find and select. You use go to special. So click on find and select, click on go to special, then click on blanks. All these ones are blanks normally. So look at this is blank, this is blank, or this row is blank. Any other blank? No more blank. So that's how to identify blank. But let me say that is one of the ways to identify blank. Use go to special. Go to special. That is one way. Another way of doing it, right, is filter. Use filter button. Control Shift L. You can use filter. Can use filter. So click here. If you have missing value, the disadvantage in Excel is that it will be at the bottom. Okay, this one is not even showing anyone. Apparently, that's broken. It broke the data here because there's nothing here. But here, if you check this place, you're going to see this is blank. It will always be the last. In Power BI, it's always the first. In Excel, it's the last. If you click this place as well, you see blanks. So you know that. So if you use filter, you know there are blanks in your data. Another thing you can do, you can sort. Click on data, click on sort. I want to sort. Let's say I want to sort by region ID. I want to sort from smallest to largest. All right. I've sorted it now. And now I will still not see blank here. Yeah. Because the row that is blank, that was blank, right, has been dealt with. This is blank. And this is blank. Two ways. So two. Another to identify blanks, just looking at your data, just when you have a data set, normally you're supposed to move through it, go through it. By the time you are doing that, you would identify the blanks that you have in your data. All right. And we have talked about how to deal with the missing values, how to deal with the blank. Like you may want to remove it, you may want to leave it like that, you may want to get more data, you may want to put something there. Right. And I discussed like two ways for doing that: when it is number, when it is text. So let's move on. So let's discuss some. We are going to merging and an extraction. Merging and extraction. So we're going to use text function. We're going to use some Excel function like len, search, left, right, mid, find. Which one again? Okay, don't need replace. Let me just use it. We don't need it. Upper, lower, upper. All these are Excel functions. Which one again? Can I check this? Do you have anything that I want to discuss here again? Let me search. We learn the text trim. Yeah, trim. Which one again? All right, let's do this. Okay, concatenate. Concatenate or ampersand. Somebody just come into class. Huh? This just a second. Okay. Okay, so let's do it again. So to merge, let's say you want to merge two cells, just for example, right? So let me assume, it's just an assumption. Okay, let's create a name. Don't let me assume too much. Assumption should not be too much. Let me move this one here. So let me say I have first name, I have last name, and you want to join this. You can okay. I say Omawumi Oyadina Phil Adewale. Who else? Okay, Olajide Ojeyemi Omotayo. Badijo Kayode Taiwo Antonia Omagbimi. Who is in this class? Do you have another person here? It's okay. Let me leave it. I want to find full name. You want to make your full name dynamic instead of typing again. You can just say equals to. Let's start with concatenate. Can I use concatenate? I want concatenate. Text 1. Put a comma. Text 2. It has joined the two together, right? That's joined the two together. But if you observe now, there's no space between them. So space in Excel, just like in any other programming, is a string, is a text string, and it should be included, or let me say enclosed inside quotation marks. Okay, so it's a string, just like H4, which is the first name, and I4, which is the last name, just like they are strings. Space itself is also an item and it must be included. So in this case, I want to include them between the first name and the last name. So I would, after this comma, I will put a quotation mark. I'll press space bar. I'll close quotation mark. So that is now my space. I've put space now between two quotation marks, and I'll put a comma again that I want to join the next one. I'll press enter. Can you see? And it has done it, and it did it well. See it? Fantastic, right? So instead of typing concatenate, a faster way of doing this is just type equals to, let me delete this. How did I do that? I click on the first one. Then if you want to jump to the last, you can just press Control on your keyboard and press arrow button down. It will jump to the last. Can you see? If you want to jump to the left, press left button. I'm holding Control on my keyboard. If I want to jump to where search is, I'll press left again with Control held down. So you can jump on your sheet like this. I want to delete from Omawumi, so I will leave Control. I'll press down. I'm on Omawumi now. Press Control Shift arrow button down to highlight everything and I can delete. That's what I want to delete. All right. So I press equal to. I'll click the first stuff I want to join. I'll press ampersand. After the first name, I want a space. So I'll put quotation mark, space, close the quotation mark, another ampersand. Popularly call it hand. Then the last name and this, and we are fine. Right, and it's cool. So that is concatenate and ampersand. But there's another way, and it's faster. It's faster, but depending on what you're working on, depending on what you're working on, it may not be. It can be the best if you are doing a one-off job. If you are designing a template that will be used over time, then don't do this. I'll tell you why. For example, okay, let's do it first. So type the first one and Do the first one. This I want to do flash fill now. Flash fill is just a method of giving Excel an example, and Excel will just think and do the rest for you. Look at it. Omowumi Oyadina. I've done the first one for Excel. I'll press Ctrl E. It will do the rest. No formula, no ampersand, no concatenate, nothing. Just give Excel an example. This is what I want to do the rest. It's so powerful. So instead of using control, you can also fill down to repeat Omowumi throughout, then click on autofill options. Then instead of what it did was copy cells, it's just copied from one cell to another. Then just change it to flash fill. Fantastic, in it. In fact, if you want to use initials, it's powerful. I told you, you want to use initials. Let's say here I just want to put OO. OO for Omowumi Oyadina. Although in Yoruba, it's not OO, it is OO. It is OO. Okay, OO. I press Ctrl E. It has done it. Oh, it did not do it. So Excel, I told you, just give Excel example. Then Excel thinks, okay, what do you want to do? So Excel actually thinks I want to duplicate the first letter of the first name. So let's correct the first one. I put TA. Can you see? And it has corrected the rest. The rest are now correct. Okay. And I can put O Oyadina. In fact, I will put dot after the O dot Oyadina. Right? Control E. Okay, I'll delete this. Let me delete this first. Then Control E. That's done the rest. T Adewale O Adeyemi O Badejo A Taiwo A Amadbini. And if I have to use formula to do this, okay, don't worry, I'll do this with formula soon. Let me leave it. I think it's a good point to explain something. But let me tell you the weakness of this. If I always say no, I'm Omowumi, wants to put N, and I press enter, this one will change because it's a formula. Theo said, come on, guy. I will come to Theophilus. Come on. This will change it here because it's a formula that is referencing this. If you change Omowumi to Omowumi, yeah, nothing will happen. Okay, well, it's actually, oh, I didn't write it in full. Okay, so let's say, Theo, I'm not Oyadino. Okay, let me change that one. I'm not Adewale. I'm Adesanya. Nothing will happen because these cells are static. They are just values. They don't contain any formula. Excel will only do it for you once. Excel will only do it once. It will not. If you make changes, it will not change it. So that is the weakness of not using formula. But so if you are doing a one-off transaction, like you want to complete something, then you're not thinking of going back there to do anything. You're not looking back. Straight away, use flash fill and you move on. But if you are looking at creating a template and you want changes you make in your referenced cells to affect your results, you are looking at something that you'll be using over time, use formulas. All right. So that is how to join. That's how to merge. You want to merge cells together. That's how to merge it. All right. So, like I was saying, so I've done concatenate and ampersand. Let me mark them. So let's look at left, right, mid. So left function is used to extract. Left is used to extract a specified number of characters from the left-hand side of a text. For example, if you want to extract the first character on first name, I wanted to do this, right? I'll just say equals left. You already know formulas in Excel starts with equals to. And then when you type the equals to and you type the name of the function, it will give you a description of what that function does. In this case, left, see what it does. It returns the specified number of characters from the start of a text string, right? That is one. Then if you press tab, after you have typed, in fact, you don't need to type everything. Once you type LE, and it's already showing left here, right? And the left is highlighted. Just tab out. Just press tab once. Number one, it will complete writing the function for you. And number two, it will open your opening parenthesis bracket, right? So then after you have done that in any function in Excel, it will give you the parameters that you need to use for that particular function to function well. So in this case now, left requires two parameters. One of them is text. The current parameter will be in both fonts. Excel is saying, okay, the first thing I'm requiring from you now is text. That is why text is in bold font. And when we have supplied the text, we're going to put a comma. Then look at this. If I click on this now and I put a comma, you see now number of characters is now bold. Excel is saying, fine, you have given me text. What I want right now is number of characters. Okay, that's how to raise function in Excel. And again, another thing you need to notice when you are using function is that some parameters or requirements for your function to work, they are inside square brackets. Look at number of character in this place. It's inside square bracket. You should be curious. My pastor was out 2 Sundays ago said everything has purpose. Right. So the square brackets has a purpose. What it means here is that it's optional. It's an optional parameter. Like that is, if you don't put it there, the function will still function well. Okay, the function will still work well. So let me put it. I want to extract something from Omawumi. Let me close the brackets. Let me ignore number of characters. I'll press enter. It gave me what does that mean? That means if you ignore the number of characters, the default is 1. If you want to see more description about parameters of a function in Excel, you can just click this place, FX. It will bring this box on your screen where you will see further description about what you're dealing with. Look at this number of characters. For example, if I click it, look at what it says. It says numcast. It specifies how many characters you want left is the name of the function now to extract. It gives you a comma. It says 1 if omitted. 1 if omitted. That is, if you omit it, the default value will be 1. So that is, now that I've omitted it, Excel just assume that it's only 1 character I want. So I don't need to, normally I would have just put comma 1, right? Comma and 1 because I want to extract just 1 character. In this case now, I don't need to put that comma 1. That comma 1 is redundant. It's waste of time and effort because without the comma 1, it will still work well. 1 is the default value if you choose to omit it. Then once I've done for the first one, I can just fill it down like this, and I've done it. Okay, so now I want to add dots to it, dot and space. Dot and space. I will just say equals to, okay. Let me call this answer, right? I say equals to this ampersand dot. So open the quotation mark, put your period or full stop, close the quotation mark, then another ampersand, then the surname, enter. But there's no space after the dot, and I want the space. 2 ways. You might be saying, okay, I'll put another ampersand, then I'll put space, another ampersand like this, yeah? This and dot and space and M4. Look at it. And now it has a space. But you don't need to do that, right? You don't need to do 2 ampersand for dot and space. Inside this dot, after dot, just put space before you close the quotation marks. So this O ampersand to join, then open a quotation mark, put dot, put space, the 2 of them, and close them together in a quotation mark, in the same quotation mark. Press OK, and we are fine. You can fill this, and we are good. That is left. That's what left does. Okay. Look at it. What if I want something at the middle? What's the best example for extracting something at the middle? Okay, middle. I want to get something from the middle. Beautiful. I got a good example. Now, mid. Somebody just coming to class. It's 51. Please permit me. Joy. All right. Now, mid. Mid. So mid means you want to extract something from the middle. Just like every other function is in Excel, you type equals mid. You hit tab and look at the parameters. Text. The first thing is text. I want to extract something here. Actually, what I want to extract from this place is the surname. I want to extract the surname. Don't worry, forget that we have it already. Assume we don't have it, and we have it this way. How can I do it? Apologies, please. I got the debit alert. Maybe you saw the expression on my face. All right. This is the text. I put a comma. If you notice that this one does not have square brackets around it, so it means all the parameters are compulsory. If you do not put it, you hit an error. Can you see? You've entered too few arguments for this function. So you have to put all the arguments. All right. So I'll put a comma. What's the next thing that is bold now? That is start number. Start number is where should I start extracting some? Where should I start to extract from? This is mid. I want to bring something from the middle. Excel is asking, from character number what do you want me to start? Look at it. It is character number what. Somebody should omit and tell me. It's like this Oyadina now. This O that is the first letter in Oyadina is number what? Should I put gift? Maybe somebody will talk.
Number 3. Number 3.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's not number 3. It is 4. What you did not count is the space. Space is also a character. So the O that begin is a 1. The period or full stop that is attached to the O is a 2. The space between the dot and Oyadina is 3. Right? And the O that begin Oyadina is 4. So I'm starting from character 4. If I put a comma, sometimes we make mistakes in Excel and we would not even know. Look at it. If I put 3 and I put comma, Excel is asking number of characters. How many characters I want to extract? Let's say I want to say 2. If I put 1, what will happen will amaze you. Nothing will be there. What I've extracted is just space. I've extracted space. Simple. Now, if I change it to 2, if I say I want to extract 2 characters, now O will be there. But this is not O. This is O and space. It's O and space. You don't know. Let's do len. We did len function last week. We are good at again today. So if I say equals len is to find length of a text string, and I tab out. And I told you just click tab. Then I click this. I want to find length of this. Standard, normally, this should give me 1 now. This is just 1A. It will give me 2. Yes. It will give me 2. And if I change this to 1, now I told you I'm extracting space. I change it to 1. Even though nothing is there to tell me 1, it says something is there. And before you think it's like that for everything, let's say equals len. Let me put this empty space there. It tells me 0, nothing is there. So this one is giving me, saying nothing is here, but it says something is here. See this place, it says something is there. Say something is there. Except there's nothing there. Oh, something is there. All right. So the way to correct this now is 4. And I want to extract 1. So that's O for Oyadina, right? Okay. So how many characters is Oyadina? Oyadina is 7 characters. So I'll put 7 here. Oh, yeah. Don't bother. If I fill it down, the answers will not be too correct. I know. Oyadina, Adesanya, because Adesanya is longer. Everything is extracting 7. But Jeremy is fine. Badejo is more than fine. And you think this Badejo is okay. Badejo is more than fine because it's actually 6 characters. Taiwo is fine. Omagbimi is not fine. It's Omagbim. Omagbim. All right. So we're going to make this flexible very soon. We're going to introduce another function that would make it extract all the characters. We did that last week. Okay. What about right? Right extracts something from the right hand side. So if I say equals right, left starts from the beginning, right starts from the end, mid starts somewhere in the middle, somewhere that you're going to specify. So text, I want to extract something here. Number of characters here is also in square brackets because the default is 1. So when you see something in square brackets, default is not always 1. Please take notes. It's not always 1. If you click this, you will see the default value. If you click here now, this number of characters, you click inside it to see the default 1 if omitted. If you see anything inside square brackets, you can click on this button to see the description of that function, to see the default value for that particular function. Okay, so I say equals right, and this is a text, and I want to extract 7 characters. Yes, I think that would be good. I'm extracting 7 characters from the end. If I scroll down, of course, I decide it will be now Desanya. It's not complete, but it makes more sense. But Jeremy is complete, but the Joe has a space. Yeah, I know it has a space now. It picks, it starts from the space. Taiwo does not just have the space, it has the space and the period. Then Omagbemi is Magbemi. Magbemi. Now that sounds like a curse, like you are swearing for somebody. Okay, so that is left, mid, and right. We are moving on, don't worry. Let's introduce something that will let's introduce a little bit of flexibility now. I've done len already. Len is used to find the position of, the length of a character. If I say equals to len, and I put it here, this is 10. O is 1, period is 2, the space is 3, Oyadina is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10. T Adesanya is 8, T dot space is 3, 3 plus 8 is 11. O Ojemi is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10. A Omagbemi is 8, 8 plus 3 is 11. Okay, somebody's also coming after 1 hour. Let me check. This is the person. I should start collecting fine from people. I should start collecting fine for lateness. Hello, Chichuku. Hello, good morning. How are you? Hello. Hello, Mr. Chichuku. Are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Okay. Good morning. You came slightly late. Hope no issue.
Actually I woke up late, so sorry. And my network I've been battling with my network.
That's no problem. It's good to have you.
All
right, let's move on. So length of character is what we use len to do. All right, so let's do search.
Sorry, is there a way you can expand this? It is so small on my view. Is it from my side or from?
You're using a phone, right?
No, I'm not using a phone.
You can mark. Okay, you double tap on the screen on pin my display, what I'm displaying, pin it, tap on it, it will expand. Like you want to maximize it.
Sorry, I tap where?
On my screen.
Okay.
I'm presenting. So double tap on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Does it work?
No.
Oh, really? I don't need to. Okay, let's do it this way. Can you join with your device? With your mobile phone. If you join with your mobile phone, you can maximize and you can zoom out.
Okay.
If you're using maybe a touchscreen laptop, you can pinch your screen.
I'm a touchscreen laptop.
Yeah, can you pinch your screen? It can zoom out.
Okay.
No, I think another option is where you see that raise hand. Can you see raise hand?
Yes.
Where you can raise your hand. There are 3 dots there.
Yes.
The more option. You see full screen. Yes, you see full screen. You can click on it.
Okay. Awesome.
Is it okay?
Yes, but not, yeah, but how do I collapse all these people so that I can not see, so they can get to the full stretch?
I don't think you can collapse the people. You will always
Okay.
see the people by the side.
Okay. Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Omawumi. Yeah, you're so resourceful. Eh? Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, let's move on. Now, search. I want to search. So search is used to search for the position of for the first occurrence of a particular text within a text. Look at search. Let me click this. What does it do? It returns the number of characters at which a specific character or text string is first found. It returns the number of characters, the position of that thing, where it is first found, reading left to right. So this function is limited. It cannot find the second one. It cannot find the third one. It's the first occurrence it finds. Although it has an optional variable, okay, but you can always decide. Don't worry, I'm going there. So, for example, now let's say equals search. So let me say I want to search for something here, and what I want to search, that is find text. Find text. What I want to find is I want to find O, and it is not case sensitive. I mean, this is small O. Let me use capital O. It's not case sensitive. So let's say O text within this text. If you notice, the last parameter is in square brackets, start num. That is where you want to start. And it is in square bracket, which means it is optional. If you come here, you can see where it starts, the default value. In this case as well, default value is 1. And I told you it's not always 1, no? But if you always want to be sure, you can always come and check. You can always check. All right. So 1. Let me cancel this. Hey, okay, sorry. Equals search. What am I searching for? I'm searching for O. I use capital letter deliberately so that you see that it is not case sensitive. I put a comma within which text? Within this text. Start number is 1. I want to start from the beginning. So I press enter. The answer is 1, which means the first O that we can see, the position is 1. Let me scroll down. The next one will give me an error because there's no O in this one at all. This one, O is the first one, it will give me 1. This one, O is the first number, it gives me 1. O is the last one here. Position is 8. K dot space, that's 3. Plus Taiwo 5, 8. O might be me. O is 4. Let's say I want to put the last parameter. I say, okay, start from the second number. By that, this one that is giving me 1, 1. It will escape the first O, then to move to the second O, right? Look at it. O, it has escaped the first one. Now the first O is Oyadina. I mean, the next O is Oyadina because I escaped the first one. I asked Excel to start from the second character, ignore the first one. If I scroll down, the second will still be an error. But this case now, this one is 4 also because the first O was escaped. Don't forget, I started from the second character, right? Then O for Badijo is also, I mean, the O, the first O has also escaped. Then Badijo, which is the last O, is what we have now, and it is 9. Taiwo is 8, whether you start from first one or start from second one. It's not starting with O. Same with Omagbemi, it does not matter. All right. Now, something interesting. What if I want to find the position of the space between these names? For this one, the space is the same thing actually. So if I say find space, I just put space inside quotation marks like this. It doesn't matter whether I start from anywhere. So let me remove where I'm starting. It will give me 3, right? And everything will give me 3 because space is located in the same place for all of them. Right? But it can be more interesting if I find position of space in 2 quotation marks, right? Put a comma within text, within this. Right? I press enter. Now it is 9. Oma wumi. Oma wumi. Oma is 3. 1 is 3. 6. Me is 2. That's 8. Then space is the 9th character. Right? Right. So that's the position of space in all of them. Theophilus is 10. So space is the 11th character. Olajide is 7. Space is the 8th. Omata Omayo. Theo. Come on. Okay, Omayo is 6th. Space is the 7th, but please pardon me. So let me just put T here. And okay. Small T, right. Good. So this is now Omotayo. But can you see this just does not change? I told you why. Because everything I have here was done with flash fill. Right? So that's why. But this is now 8, and we are fine. K Taiwo space is okay. Kayode is 6, space is the 7th. Antonia, Anto 5, 8. Antonia is 8, space is the 9th character. Now, this is where I'm going. So, if I want to find the number of, let me hide all of this. To hide, I think it's Control O. You can hide your cells with, once you highlight, you want to hide it. You know, you can right click and click hide, but to make it faster, like a pro, just press Control O. Sorry, Control 0, not O. Control O is open. Control 0, please. Okay, let's move. So this is the length of the character. So let me do another length, right? So let me say I want to find the length of this. So Theophilus, Omawumi Oyadina is 16. Okay. Theophilus Adewale is 18. With the spaces included. Okay. I think my name is the longest. If we had middle names to it now, you'd be amazed. Oluwabukola. Ha. It's 30 characters. My name is 30 characters. All right. So we have all these lengths. And this is the position of space in all these names. How can I get the length of the first name? Length of first name. So a lot of times these things are not fixed. So I don't want you to see that something that is fixed. So a lot of times you would want to, since you know how to use the functions now, depending on the problem at hand, you just bring out your weapons from your arsenal. Okay, what can I do? What do I know how to do? Which function do I know how to use to solve this problem? Let me show you one problem that we want to solve. This is the problem I want to solve. I want to extract first name. And I've used left. Left function. This is left. Omawumi is what? This is not good. Okay. Omawumi is 8. I put 8. And it works well for Omawumi. Right. If I fill this down, it doesn't work for Theophilus. Theophilus is longer. Look at Kayode. It's because you look Kayode brought the space and it brought the T in Taiwo. So that's a problem. That's the problem at and then last name, if I say equals to right, I tab out, and then I click this and I put comma 7. Oyadina is correct. But look at it. I'm going to have Magbemi, I'm going to have Adewale, I'm going to have Itaiwo. Sounds like electronic type. Badijo has a space before it. These are the problems we are facing. So which means that the solution that we can quickly think of right now is that we cannot put 8 here and we cannot put 7 here. We need to put something variable. One solution, since the list you are using is not a long one, and you can say, it's simple now. This one puts 8. Theophilus, just edit and put 10. Olajide, instead of 8, put 7. Like edit it one by one. What if you have a list of 200,000? What if you have 200,000 rows to edit? You cannot be editing one by one, right? I'm using small data with it so that our work can be fast, so that we can see everything we are dealing with, right? Not so we can. So I'm in my head, I'm thinking of, okay, what if we are working with bigger sets of data? That's what's in my head. All right. So What do you do next? So we cannot use scalar number. That's what I'm saying. We cannot use scalar. So, but with these two formulas I have here, how can I know the length of my first name? Look at this. Space is coming immediately after the first name. You agree with me? And this is the position of space that I have here. And space is coming immediately after the first name. That tells me that the length of the first name is going to be what I have here, -1. Right? So I will just say, instead of 7 now, first name, I'll remove this and I'll pick what I have here, -1. Enter. Fantastic. And we are fine. And so that it's just because we're in a class and I'm explaining, I will not need to find this position of my space separately. I'll just type it here, search. What am I searching for? Space. Where am I searching for it? Here. Start number. It's not important. I'll close the bracket. I will remove 1 from it. Enter. I guess that is clear. I'm not sure we did it last week, but I think we did. In one of the two Excel classes, I think we did this, or maybe in both. I'm not sure. But let's move on. So now, what's next? Last name. How can I know the length of my last name? Okay, I did this already. I said, it's just remove 1 from this, and I believe it makes sense. So look at last name. Last name is everything coming after space. I have the length of the entire name already here, and last name is coming after the space. That is, if I remove the space, the position of the space from the length of the entire name, I will have my last name. Look at it. Length of Omogbenadina is 16. Position of space is number 9. 16 minus 9, I'm going to have 7. And that's what I did. Theophilus Adewale, the length of the entire name is 18 characters. Space is taking the 11th character. 18 minus 11, 7. Adewale is 7. So, equals to the length of the name minus where I have the space. 7. Then if I fill this down is variable, it will change throughout. And instead of having inputs,
Is it from my side? I can't hear him.
Same here. I can't hear you. And the screen is not showing anymore.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you, sir.
The cell screen is not showing any longer.
I think he's on a call.
Oh, okay.
How are you? I'm sorry. I had an interrupting call. I apologize. Please, can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
I apologize. All right. But instead of picking the name, the length of surname here, inside this place, I can build it inside this formula. I'll just say length of the name minus space. So that is search. I'm searching for space. I'm searching for it here. Close the bracket. Press enter, and we are fine. This is a formula right here. There are many beautiful things you can do with it. You will just need to decide what you want to do. Just picture it in your head. Which way do I want to go? Identify the problem at hand. So when we put scalar numbers, just scalars, we already knew the problem we were having. We already knew the problem that we have. That okay, we cannot, because the length of the first name and the length of the surname, they are not all the same. They are not the same. So we knew we have to do something dynamic. We have to make it dynamic so that it can change from one name to the other. So you now think, okay, how can I achieve that? Can I use len? Can I use search? Okay, think of a way around it. So that's why we use different methods. Sometimes we use different functions so that just in case whatever issue we encounter, right, you can always,
Sorry, I have a question.
always. Please go ahead.
All this method that you just put down now, initially we started with concatenate. Can it not suffice for all of this? Must we use any of these, or can we use just concatenate? Because to my best of I got that one perfectly, but these ones are quite confusing.
You know what? That's why there's video. You watch it again and again. Concatenate cannot do this. Concatenate can join. You know what I'm doing now is I'm splitting.
Okay.
When I have my first name like this, and I have my last name separately, and it doesn't have to be first name and last, it can be anything. You can use concatenate to join together. What we are trying to do now is we are splitting.
Okay, so it has to be left, right, length, set.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be. That's what has to be.
Okay.
Get rid of it. It does not have to be. You have knowledge of different functions. You have knowledge of different methods. Just think of the problem you are going to have as an Excel user, your proficiency now. As a data analyst, it will not always be fixed. You will see different problems. You see different categories of problem, myriads of issues. They just call you, Omowumi, can you help us solve this? When people call me to handle Excel, I go there confidently. I don't even know what the problem is yet. I don't even know how we'll solve it yet. But I will know out of all the tools I know, one will solve it. There will be one that will solve it. One of the tools will solve it one way or the other. Perhaps I face a problem I cannot solve. I go online. Perhaps. But I've been with Excel for a while. To see something I cannot do is difficult, I must say, honestly. But if sometimes I have it like that, I go online, I search for a solution. So what I'm saying is that number one, take it out of your mind that it has to be this way. It doesn't have to be. You know, we have discussed flash fill, and it's the fastest. I'm giving you different ways. For example, I told you, look at it. Okay, let's do flash fill to separate now. Okay, I've used flash fill to join. I've not used it to separate. Don't worry. Let's use flash fill to split. To amaze you. We have joined with flash fill, so let us also split with flash fill. So for the first one, so just type the first one, Control E. It will do the rest. It will split it. You don't need any formula anywhere. See that? It has done it. Then the next one, Oyadino. Press Control E. It has done it. It will do everything. You'll be amazed. I told you, Excel, what Excel does in this case is Excel just looks for pattern. It looks for patterns. Okay, what was this guy trying to do? It's guesswork. You know, when I put O here, I put O here, and I press Control E. I told you, Excel did not get it right. Excel actually thought I was trying to duplicate the first characters here. But if I change this one to TA now, see, without even asking it to change the rest. But I get it still. You are trying to pick the first one here and the first one here. It's just iteration. Sure, you get. So it doesn't have to be. There's nothing like that. Really, if they give you and I the same task, probably because of my experience and proficiency, I can do something in let's say with just one function. You might combine 3 functions. As long as you get the job done, you are fine. Over time, you will improve. That is just it. So just get the job done. But I'm saying that instead of using flash fill here, if you are designing a template, imagine you're in HR, for example, and let's say you prepare maybe payroll or you prepare a list for staff and you want it to be updating itself. Maybe there's a place where people enter their own names and their details, and immediately they enter it, you want another list to be updated automatically without you touching it. That's where your formulas come in, right? That's flash fill. And to split column again, but you can also do another way. There are many ways to do. I've talked about text to column, and I'm not going back there today because we already did last week. The text to column, is delimited. What's between the two names? This is formula. Apparently, you cannot use text to column for formula. So this is formula. What I have is a formula. So let me just for the sake of what we are doing now, let me change it to values. Okay, so I can select it again. Go to text to column, delimited, space. Next, I want you to put the answer here. And I click finish. It has separated it. That is flash fill is faster. Then this one is next. But all of this, I told you their weakness. If I change what I have here, Badejo, and I change it to Badejoko, it will not change anything. Right. It will not. But come and look at the ones I did here. This one has become Badejoko because formulas are embedded. All right. You get that? Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes, thank you.
Find and replace, leave them. Find does the same thing, exactly the same thing as search. Exactly the same thing. There is small difference in the sense that, I told you search is not case sensitive, right? Look at this. If I say equals search, and I put capital O, I'm finding it here in Omotayo. It will still find it. It says position is 1. It's good. Let me change it to find. Find. Enter to give me error. It will tell you no, capital O does not exist. Now let me change the O here to capital. Okay, Omotayo. I'm bringing it for somewhere else. I think I'm referencing this. So let me change it to capital O. So Omotayo would have become capital O there too. Yes. And now I have 1. So that's the difference between search and find. Find is case sensitive. Search is not. That's the major difference that I know between the both of them. Replace is used to replace. Anywhere you find this thing, replace it with this thing. That's what replace does. Equals to replace old text. I think it is case sensitive too, but let's see. Okay. All right. Old text is O. Start number 1. Start from the beginning. Number of characters 1. I'm not sure what I'm doing. New text. A. Close it. This almost useless right now. Leave it. Okay, let me print this. So let's go to upper, lower, proper. So now these names, okay, let me go to where I've extracted. What if, look at what I have here. They're all small letters. The original names are small letters. After extracting, perhaps you want everything to be capital letters. Capital. So just put upper outside the formula. Upper. It will extract, to bring you the answer in capital letters. Right? Upper. Right? It doesn't matter how they type it on your original space. When you get here, you change it to capital letters. What if you say no? should be capitalize the first letter. Capitalize the first one, so that is proper. I want to capitalize first letter, proper. Oh yeah. Capitalize the first letter, please. Leave the rest the way they are. Just capitalize the first letter and let the remaining be small. Sorry, not the way they are. The remaining should be small letters. Whatever you have there, you want everything to be small letters, just lower. So that's upper, proper, lower. All right. So they are used in formatting your text. All right. So it doesn't have to be, I have to join everything together like this, right? Can you see it's becoming more complex? And there's something else I'll add to it. Let me collapse everything apart from that, please. Let me hide it so that everything is closed. All right. So I've used lower here, right? Oh, no. Yeah, this is not lower. If I change everything here to capital letters now, oh no, I've turned this one to see, it doesn't matter. Everything will still be small letters. Does not matter the way you type it. But let's see something. Look at this. This problem. If you have trailing spaces, look at that. I have trailing spaces now. So I do this. Look at it. If you write space, 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 capital T, okay, small t, capital HE, small o, space, 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 Adewale. This does not make sense. How many characters do we have here? It's more than Tio Adewale. If I do len and I come here, you see I have 20. Adewale is 7, Tio is 4, space is supposed to be 1. 5 plus 7, I'm supposed to have 12 characters, but I have 20. I have trailing spaces. How can I clean this? I can use trim. Trim helps us remove trailing spaces. Equals trim. And I put the text. Now I've removed the trailing spaces. If I use a formula here, I'm back to 12. So theoretically is actually 12. I've removed all the trailing spaces, the spaces before and the excess spaces between the two. It will just leave one space. That is what trim does. Like I said, this formula might be underrated now because you might think, maybe it's just one space I can claim manually. If you're dealing with millions of rows or several hundreds of thousands of rows, you can't be doing it one by one. And then at that point, the space that just the spaces will be taken is significant. For example, I've removed 8 spaces. The spaces that I removed alone is almost the size of this name itself. So it takes your storage space on your computer. It makes the file bulky. So that's why you should, and again, the data, analyzing data will be difficult. So that's why it's important to remove trailing spaces. And again, so instead of after removing the trim now, I can also put proper so that the text appears nice, right? So look at it. So I've transformed this dirty name to this beautiful name just by doing what? Just by using 2 functions. Trim to remove the spaces and proper to correct the spaces. All right, let's take a break. 10 minutes. We'll come back by 9:40. And when we come back by 9:40, we'll complete our class by 11 a.m. So when we come back, we're going to look at how to remove duplicates if you have duplicates in it. We have successfully, right now, we have looked at merging and extracting. We have looked at how to handle missing data. Number one, how to identify where you have missing data. Number two, how to even handle it. We looked at different methods. So when we come back, we're going to look at joining, how to join things. We're going to look at data formats. Very important. Look at data formats. Look at joining. Your VLOOKUP, your HLOOKUP, your XLOOKUP, your match, your index. Right. Then we look at remove duplicates, data formats, joining. Then we also look at outlier. We have to finish this too. Our next class, we must start our analysis. Very important. So we are still on cleaning data, manipulating texts, and all of that. Thank you, guys. Okay, 9:31. We'll come back 9:41. Let's take 10 minutes water break. Before we go, does anybody have any question? We're not going back to this when we come back. Any question? Anyone at all? All right. Thank you very much. I'm hoping everyone will be back. I mean, everyone would be around when we come back. Thank you very much. After the class, I mean, after 11, today or another, I'm going to send us our assessment. Thank you. I'll see you in the next class. I mean, I'll see you after the break. All right. Yeah. All right. How was the break? How was the break?
It was okay. It was fine.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, so let's do data types or data formats. Okay. And when we are done with it, let's look at removing duplicates. We first identify the duplicates first, right? Then we look at how we can remove duplicates. Then when we are done, let's look at joining. So that's, I want to look at XLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, match, index. All right. People have not come back. Oh. Okay, Mr. Olajide is back. Mr. Olajide, it's good to see your face. I guess I'm seeing your face for the first time.
Morning, Chief. I didn't immediately click the
And
the video.
yeah, it's okay. It's good to see your face. For me, I'm happy to see your face. I mean, everybody is seeing my face for free, and nobody wants to show me their face. Why? Yeah, I also deserve to see your faces. Okay. The class is still being recorded. I didn't stop it. So we have just like 1 hour 20 minutes left. Let's go ahead. So data types is very important in any data analytics platform. Once this knowledge is going to help us by the time we get to Power BI, when we get to SQL, Python, is the same knowledge. Data types is very important. My flex, or one of my best examples is, look at this. What was this? 2. What was this? 2. They are not the same thing, right? These 2 that I have here is not different from A. It's text. So this is a function that you can also learn to check your data type. Let's say it's text, and click on A. What's the answer? True or false? It's text. Is A text or number? True or false? True. A is text. Is number. Is A number? True or false? False. Is text. Is 2 text? True. It's text. Sorry, it's number. It's number. Is 2 number? No. False. Is text? Is this 2 text? False. Is number? Is this 2 number? Yes. So these 2 that I have here and this A, they are both text. And these 2 here is number. So in Excel, if you see a number and it has this green stuff at the top left corner, you know that is text. You by default know that is text. And you can change to number by just doing this. If you click on this and click convert to number, you can see it is now number and it's no longer text. And if you notice, it is now aligned to the right with this. So by default, numbers are aligned to the right and text are aligned to left. So we have data types now. We have text. Data types that you have in Excel, you can easily see them here. This is where you deal with data types in Excel. This is where you deal with fonts. This is where you deal with alignment. Right? This is where you deal with data types. This is where you deal with data types. So if you click the drop down, you see some data types that you have. If you want to see more, you can click this drop down to expand it. So this type we have general. In Excel, we have general. We call data type that is called general. General works for anything. General works for text, it works for numbers, right? Then you have number. So number is like your decimal. Number is like your decimal. That if you notice that it has floats, it has 0.00, and it has decimal places too. You can set this. You can set it to 4. That's what you want, right? Then I'm going to have 2.00000. So there are some buttons here in Excel that can use to increase or reduce decimal places. If you want to increase, it's now 5, it's now 6. You can increase decimal places with this. And if you want to reduce it, you can also use this. And see it's reducing. All right. Let's go back. So you have number, right? And you can use thousand separator if you want. See this? So now if I type 2,000, 2 million, that's 1,000 separator. If I type 2 million here, you can see this one does not have 1,000 separator, but I can put it by just clicking this comma. It changes this to accounting type. But this one right here is number. This one right here is accounting or currency. I can reduce it, then it changes to custom. So what I wanted to bring out is that how you can add 1,000 separator. This is the number. You want to change to accounting as well, I just put comma. It's now accounting. By default, accounting has 2 decimal places. Okay. But I've shown you how you can increase or decrease decimal places. So that's accounting. There's also currency. So can you see this is how you want your number to be shown? For example, this if you want your negatives to be in jackets, you can use this. So if I type minus 2,000, this 20,000, yeah, minus 20,000, it will be color red, and it will be showing jacket, and it will have 2 decimal places, and you can reduce it. I told you, but this one will become custom. See number, yeah, okay. You can reduce decimal places, you can increase it. Right? Okay. Then you have percentage. If I type 0.5, I can turn that to 0.5. I can turn it to percentage just by clicking this. That's percentage. And the same 0.5 percentage, I can change it to fraction. This 1/2. Okay. I can show how you want your fraction to be shown. For example, this is halves. Now I can do this. This is 2/4. You can decide how you want your fraction to be shown. Okay. What else do we have? What about dates? Date is another thing that is very important in Excel. So let's undo some things together. I don't know whether I should go to some levels or to some details, or I should just postpone it. But let's do it. I'm afraid we may not need it right now, and I don't want it to confuse us. Permit me to defer it. I don't want us to get confused with data types. Whatever you need, okay, don't let me go to custom. Whatever you need, you have known how to use number, you have known how to select text, you know how to change to percentage, you know how to increase decimal places, reduce decimal places, you know how to do all of that. Perfect. You are fine. We're going to do more, we're probably going to get to visualization. So let's go to dates, date types. Dates. So let's look at some functions in date. Or better still, okay. We have date, we have today, we have now, we have EO month, we have day, month, year, hour, minute, second, Oh, which other date function do we have? We have date diff. Date diff. Which other date function do I know? Okay, so let me give us text, John. Let me give us text with it. We will need it. The class is too silent. Can I hope we are listening to this?
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
We are
Yes, we
listening.
are. We're listening.
Thank you. All right, so let's manipulate some dates. So by default, good. See something here. 31st December 2024. 2024. Today is 13/7/2024. Okay. And January 1. Okay. Okay. 11/7/2024. Look at what happened. When I was typing, I typed 31/12/2024, 31/7/2024. I typed 11/7/2024. One aligns to the right. This one's aligned to the left. If I change this to long date format, this one changed. This one did not change. And by the way, look at something. What was this date now? This is not 11/7. This should be 11th July. But when I use the data format, the long date format, look at it. It's still 11/7 now. Look at it here. But it's showing me November 7. The first thing you should be careful with dates. When you are typing dates in Excel, look at your date format, the date format on your system. The date format on my system, and the date format on my system is month first. It is 7/13/2024. So the date format on your system by default is what your Excel will inherit by default without changing anything. By default, the date format on your Excel is what your computer is what your Excel will inherit. Do you get this? So essentially, these two, they are not dates. This is not a date. This is not a date. They are text. They are text. Look at it. It's number. It's number. You say no. It's text. Second one is text. It's false. But this last one is number. Date is actually a number in Excel. So this one, Excel is seeing them as text. It's not seeing them as date. Why? My system is month first. There is no 31st month in any year. Excel will interpret this date at the 12th day of the 31st month of 2024. It does not exist. So it became a text. That's why it's to the left. 13/7/2024, which is supposed to be today's date. He said there's no 13th month, even though they give us 13th month at work. He said there's no 13th month. It's something like that. So there's no 7th day of 13th month. If I want to type today's date, I would rather say 7th month, the 13th day, 2024. If I now apply this, we can copy format from one cell to another by just clicking copy format painter. So I can click format painter and apply it here. So can you see Saturday 13th July? Saturday, July 13th. So I think that's the first thing I should clarify with dates. So these are dates. I can change to short format, short date. I just type S to bring the rest. Press enter. So it is 11/07, month first, 07/13. So if you're on your own computer, it is date before month. This dates will be correct. If it is date before month, this date will be correct on your system. And this one will not be correct because there's no 13th month. Right. So let's get it. It's important to what I just said now. It's important. It's very important. We'll do something about this again very soon. Like very soon, we'll do something about it again. All right. How can you format dates? Okay, before I go to the date function, how can you format dates? I've shown us two formats. For example, I've shown us, look at this, 07/13/2024. This is today's date. Let me show you something. Let me go to my computer. Let me change my date format. Is it here? Okay, let me call it time format. Beautiful. Let's change it. So the delimiter that you choose, if you notice that the delimiter you choose on your system is what your Excel will also display. This is what I'm saying. Look at it. If I type 07/13/2024, it will change it to / because that is the delimiter preset on my system. It's just as simple as that. Look at this short date. If I change it, is anyone with hyphen? Okay, look at it. 05 April. This is month at the middle now. Let's select this date. I've changed it though. So this is now 13 July 2024. And the delimiter is hyphen. Can you see it has changed it to hyphen? It has changed it to hyphen. If I type, and it has changed to, it also rearranged the date by itself. If you noticed, before I change my date format, I put 07 first. After I change my date format, it changed this by itself. Right? If I type something out, what I was typing before, I now type 31/12/2024, which was not correct before. Now it will be correct. It will align to the right one, and it will change the / to hyphen. And the year will be changed to 24 because it's 24. I have here. It will change the year by itself to 24. Right? So let me change back. I think I kind of like, if I change my date format, it will affect some data models that I have on my system. Some data models become confused. They would think there's invasion on my system. They would think something is wrong. Like I got to go back. I think this is what I was using. 04/05. Month first. Yes. 2024. Now, if you look at it again, see, that's arranged it again by itself, and it has changed to / and 24 is now 2024. So by default, Excel inherits the date format on your system. That's the first thing. But and there are really two primary date formats in Excel. Look at it. If I click on this now, you can format it the way you like. There are some preset date format. There are a lot. I've actually used this. If you check your own, you might not have up to this, but you're going to have a lot anyway. See, this is 3/14/2012. This is Wednesday, March 14. I can select this. Tuesday, December 31. I can copy the format here. This will be Saturday, July 13. Right? Okay. You can choose, you can look at the data format you have here and choose any one you want. So this is data, this is month at the middle now. If I want the date first, I can select this. Look at this. Look at that. You can say, okay, I want July to be written in full. Then 14, then 26. Look at this. There are many formats, so you may not know what I want to teach you right now, but I'll teach you anyway. I will do it regardless. Okay, let's do it. So what if I want to format? So okay, let me type something for us. If you write D, 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 what does it mean? M, 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 M. Y, Y. Let me say Y. Y, Y. Y, Y, Y. Y, 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 Y. Okay, what does it mean? I'll use the example of today's date. Today's date is 13, right? Let's assume today is 9. Okay. for this particular date though, July 9. So let's say 07/09/2024. Okay, so let's use this date. 9 is the date. GD, that would be whole 9. What date was 9, please? What's the day of the week? 9 is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So if you type GDD, you get TUE. This July 7, so 7. MMM is July. June. MMM is July. So that the month in full. Y is 24. This is 24.
Hello? It's just me. I can't hear him.
Can't hear him too.
Okay, thank you.
Same here.
Since when have I left? What did you hear last? Hello?
TUE.
Okay, TUE. All right, let's move. Let me go back there. I've actually sent this to us in the group. I didn't know. I was away for like how many minutes?
Like 5.
What? I have no idea. I have no idea. I was busy talking. I was still. All right. So what I was saying. So this Tuesday, July 9, 2024. If you look at the format, what I'm saying essentially is that you can decide how you want your dates to look coming to custom format. If you want TUE to show first, like Tuesday, like today's date, now let's work with today's date. Okay, let's continue with this. You want Tuesday to show first, let's say TUE. Right? So just do DDD. If you want TUE. If you want Tuesday to be written completely, put D. You can be looking at this place for sample. Can you see? This TUE, if you remove one D, it will be whole 9. If you remove another D, it will be just 9. DD is 09. DDD is TUE. Put another D to write using full. Now, after this, you want to put maybe your date, the day of the week, like it's 9th. You can put D. What do you want to separate Tuesday and 9th? Let's say you want an hyphen between them. You can put it if you want it, depending on what you are doing, right? If you want a space between them, you can put a space, right? If you want comma, you can put comma and space. Tuesday, 09, right? Can I put TH? Yes, I can. 9th. I just put TH inside quotation marks. You get it? So let me remove this. So I want to put the month. Do I want to put the month in full, or I want to put the month just 3 letters? This is July. If I put M for month, it will put July. If I want to write the month in full, I type another M, make it 4. Even if it is December, don't worry. Don't say it's because July is 4 characters. If it is December, it is still 4M. Okay, I put a space. I don't want to display the year. Is it 2 characters or the 4 characters? If 2 characters, put 2Y. Even if you put 1, it will still be 2. You put 2 characters to be 2. Put 3 now to be 4. You put 4Y to still be 4. Okay, so I click OK and look at it. The comma is there. After 9th July, perhaps you also want a comma and put it there. And click OK. So that is data format. I've pasted this for us in the group. So that's how to format it. Now let's move on beyond formatting dates. Okay. So if you want to get the current date, use today function. So equals to today. Okay. Equals to today, tab out, close the bracket, presenter to give it today's date. So the good thing about today as a function is that it is dynamic. If you close this workbook now and you come back tomorrow, if you save this workbook and you come back, even come back 12 a.m., this date will be 14th. It will have changed. It would always pick. It will always pick the current. It will always pick the current date. That's what it does. So depending on what you are doing, what if you want 5 days range, or let's say you want to get the date for yesterday. If this is today, this is today. This is today's date. So how can I get yesterday? So that would be today minus 1. So you can perform arithmetic on dates. You can get tomorrow's date. Tomorrow will be today plus 1. Today plus 1. And you know you don't have to pick the date there. You can just say equals to today. Tab out. So when you write today, it doesn't have any arguments. Today function does not have any arguments. Look at it. It returns the current date. The function takes no arguments. Formula result is volatile. Volatile in the sense that if I change my computer date now to 25th June, this also becomes it picks the date from the system. It picks your local date, not necessarily the correct date. It picks the local date on that computer. So tomorrow is today plus 1. So you want to get day after tomorrow, but if tomorrow now by 12 a.m. when another day breaks now, this today will become 14th. Yesterday will become 13th. Tomorrow will become 15th. Right? So that is today function. What about now? Now is called equals to now. It also takes no arguments. It just open and close the bracket. So what now does is that it gives you the current date and it gives you the current time. It gives you the current date, it gives you the current time. Before we go in this class, we are going to look at this again. You are going to see that it will have the time will be changed. It doesn't not change per minute. Like for example, it is now 10:15. Can I see it has not changed? But don't worry, give it like 5 minutes. It's very dynamic. Or better still, if I maybe refresh. Okay, there's no if I run it again, it's 15, but don't worry, it will pick by itself. Let's leave it. It's 10:15 now. Before 10:20, it will change by itself. I'll just put my eyes on it. I'll write 10:15 down. Let me write it so here. Because this one will not change. By the time it's changed. By the time it has changed, this one will still remain 10:15, but this one will no longer be 10:15. So let's be watching it. All right, let's move. So if we want to, we've done this already. If you want to extract month, let's say equals month from a date, just put the date inside month function as argument. See, it's 7th. You know, you don't have to do that and say, if you want to know the current month you are in for a particular month, you can use month function. Then the date you give it today as argument. Right? Can you see this is not 10:16? It has changed. And this has not changed. Right? What if you want to know the current date? You can use day function inside. Not only today, it can be any date. Oh, should I use another date? Yes, now. So let's say my birth date. June 9. June 9. I have to put here, June 24. So the month here now is June because it is month first on my computer. The day, use day function is 9. The year function is 2024. And like I said, you can perform arithmetic functions on this. You can perform arithmetic functions on it. So let's use e month. Okay, hour. I may want to extract the hour in the current time. What hour are we right now? 10th hour. 10th hour of the day. Because this is 10:17. I can say what's the minute we are presently. I can pick this, or I can put now the way I did before, 17 minutes. I can get the second. Even though it's not showing here, this 58 seconds. So which means in another 10 seconds, this thing will become 10:18. Right? Okay. All right.
Yeah, hello, sir.
I'm with you.
Please, whenever you are doing any formula for us, let's
sir.
Be on it so that we can study the formula. That second, I can help us put the mass on it so that I can study the formula something so that we can study
second. So just give second
50 seconds. I understand. I just want to see the formula. That's what I'm trying to do.
So this is the formula here. The formula bar does not expand. I wish it does, like Power Query. Okay, so that's the formula. Second, then give it the parameter to extract the second out of it. If you run this again, you know the time has changed. It's dynamic. Look at it. It's now 6. It's now 6 seconds. The minute is now 19. Look at the time. If I run it again, it will no longer be 6. It's now 16. Because the second is changing. It's just like the minute is changing. Everything is changing. Okay. Let's do something light. Let's do something light. Let's create an employee table. So let's say this is name, date of birth, age. Omawumi, Omagbemi, Theo, Victoria. Kenneth. Olajide. Let's leave it like this. So date of birth. I know my own. Post. Okay. Let's use it. I don't want to. I'm sure everybody know my age. Owawumi was born 25th January. So that will be 0125. I don't know her age, but I don't think she's 40 yet. So let's say she was born in 1984. Maybe means my bro, yes. She was born 23rd of May. Let's say 1995, right? Dash R. So Theo, of course, 6th June. So let's say 1992. Let's use 94, yeah. I'm not that old. Victoria, she's my auntie. December 20, let's say 1989. Kenneth was born 5th May, 1980. Olajide looks young. Today's his birthday, actually. Looks young. 1987. All right. So age. How do we find age of these guys? How? Maybe age is just to remove the current year. So remove the year of birth, right, from the current year. So let's elongate it a little bit. Let me give us perspective. You can say, let me use block letters as I've done. Let's say year of birth, right? So how can I get year of birth? Now I can use year function in this place, right? I can drop that down. I get a year of birth. Let me collapse this a bit. Then I can get current year. Current year. How can I get current year? Year function in today. Today function. Today will return today's date. Right? I don't need to do this because everything to be repetition. I can get the age now. It's just to do the current year minus the year where they born the person. So mom is 40, by God's grace. Kenneth is 44. Theo is 30. Of course, I was born in 1994, so I'm 30. Olajide is 37. Victoria is 35. What did you bring? All right. But this is too long, right? Let's just find the age directly. I don't even need the year of birth. I don't need it. Age. We can do it in 2 ways. 2 ways, and I'll teach us the 2. Look at it. I can say equals year. So age, we have established that age is the current year today. I'll just wrap age inside today. So this function that I wrote now, to give us the current year, then today, minus year in this date of birth. I press enter. Don't worry. There's no cause for alarm. It's showing like this because this column has been formatted as date before now. You can see showing date. Just change it to general. Right. So if you say, I'm with me just after this, I know me still coming to fight me after this. Are you okay? Why are you telling us that I was born in 1984? What do you mean? Should be you and I know that I was born in 1994. I'm sorry. I just said I should give you additional 10 years. This will change instantly. What if I want to find the age in months? So this is age in years. Age in years. So what if I want to find the age in months? You already know how to do it. You know, I just say equals to month in today. No, that will not work. Oh. let me gamble. Let me tell you what I'm doing. This is what I was doing. You hold me doing this. Month today minus month of birth. Month of birth. I can't believe I did this. No, I can't believe I even reasoned like this. You hold me. You hold general in Excel. In fact, somebody is minus 5 months old. Okay. You and I know this will not work. That's on a lighter note. All right, I want us to grab this. Age in months. How can I do this? Depending on how you are reasoning, right? I can do this 1 times 12. 360 months. But this is wrong. This year is approximate. I mean, look at this. Let's look at this. This woman with me girl. She did her 30th birthday actually in January. So she was probably 360 months old in January. This is July. It should be plus 6. So this is not correct. Let's use date diff. Date diff. What is the start? This is the start. That's the start month, right? I mean, that's the start date. These are the seconds. That's the start date, right? What's the end date? End date is today, right? You must open and close a parenthesis. What is the unit? Let me put M. M for month. I'll close the bracket, enter. Can you see 365? So let me allow us to see the formula. So when we get to August now, this will become 366. And I can fill this down. So Theo, okay, maybe me. She's 349. So this girl is actually older than me. Okay, we're about same year. Okay, but she was born in January. Okay, 4 months. Okay, I can say call her woman. Okay, so 361. This is 414. This is age in months. What I want to do age in days. Age. I want to know how many days. Age in days, this can be used apart from employee table. This is just an example. You can use it in inventory management. The dates, the supplied goods, and then you want to know how many days has this thing stayed, right? Or maybe gala expires in 10 days. Let's just idea is coming. So date diff means date difference, right? So one weakness I've identified about date diff in Excel is that it does not give you what it does. If you click this place, you will not know what it does. Excel does not identify it. It will not tell you the parameters. It's very crazy function like that. No, this is a bug. This has to be a bug in Excel. It doesn't show parameters. It doesn't show what the function does. You just have to know it. It's not help you, but you have to help yourself. So click the year. I mean the start date, the comma. The end date is today. You know, we are finding age, and you want it to be dynamic such that once another day breaks, it updates. Once we're in another year, it updates. That's how to make age using this function. That's how to use it dynamically. And what's the unit I want now? D for day. Now I've used M for month. So if it is day you want to find, just put D. So Oma with me, by the grace of God, she has used 11,000 days on Earth. Many happy returns of that day. All right. So let's do the age in years again, using date diff without using minus. Sorry, years. So this will be equals date diff. What's the start date? Yes, this is the start date, the date of birth, or manufacturing date if you're dealing with goods, inventory, or supply date, or you want to find the last, just the first date. Then if you want to use the current date, you can use today. If you're not using the current date, don't put today. All right. Let's say you have two sets of data and you want to find the difference, maybe the difference in years, difference in months, in days. I don't know about weeks. Okay. End date, but for me, what I'm doing for second, I want today. All right. And the unit I want is year. So I'll put year Y in quotation marks. I'll close the bracket at present time. You see that? So that's another way. Here I used minus. I used year function in the 2, then I used minus. You get it? So that is the same thing. Just that this one is 35, this one is 34. Why is 135? Because we are using year, but this one, this lady, this Victoria woman, she has not done her birthday. She's on 1989, true. But she never do birthday. That's why this one is bringing 34. Get it? But this one, we are extracting the year. We are extracting the year in this one. Okay? So if I extract the year, this one will assume that everybody has already done birthday. If you look at all these dates, all of them have done birthday. That's why all the years are the same. If I change this one to August now, for example, 8, this age will still remain 37, but this one will change to 36. You see what I'm saying? You get it? Thank you. Please give me a second. You can look at the formula. Voila. All right. Thank you. So did you get all this? Can we move on? So we have done dates, we have not done dates. Yes, we did. We've done today, we've done now. We have used months, year, hour, minutes, seconds, date, diff. All right. So, no, you months. I've not done this now. Why am I lying? Why are you lying now? The child of God. The child of God lying. Okay, so I have dates. I have a whole month. I have text. I'll do these three. They are very important functions. Let me create a problem. Let me create a problem. Then we'll solve it. So you are dealing with a data. It can be any type of data, right? And you are given a date column. Okay. Then you see something like okay, 8/6/8/2024. You see 31/12/2024. You can see 7/9/2024. Then you can see 22/01/2024. The list can be longer than this. Let me give another one. Let's say 2/3/24 to change. So you are given these dates. You expand it. Look at what you have. If I did not expand it, this is what I'm going to have. Everything looks okay. This one, please, somebody should unmute. Let's make it a bit interactive so that everybody can get this. I want to do something. I need a volunteer to unmute someone. One volunteer, please. One volunteer.
Okay.
Omawumi,
Yes, please.
No. Oh, sorry.
All right, Antonia, you can go ahead, please.
Oh,
Okay.
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
She said it first. Yeah, go ahead. All right, Antonia, what was this date?
8th of June,
Before I expand, okay, this 8th of June. What was this date?
2024.
So what was this date?
Please remove the cursor. 31st. Oh. 31st of December 2024. So now I think the first one is 6th of August.
So, okay. The first one. Okay. The third one.
7th of September.
Okay. So you are putting the months at the middle. Initially, you looked at my date. You saw that it's month first. You say, okay, this is 8th of June. You now look at this, says 31st December. You're not like, okay, it's like the months at the middle. Okay, that's okay. This one is August. So now you say this is 7th September. So what about this?
This is 2nd of January.
Okay, and this?
2nd of March.
All right, so if I expand this now, that's the problem. Apparently, my system is seeing this as June.
Yeah.
And then we see this as June. And if I use month function on this, what do you think the answer will be? What do you think the answer will be? Is it what? Oh no, you deserve a gift. What should I give you like this?
Sorry.
It will give me an error because it's a text.
Yeah.
If I use it here, it will give me September. Sorry, July. If I use it here,
error.
Give me an error because it's a text. It's not seeing it as a date. If I use it here, see this. Me too. Problem. This is a problem. This is trouble. All right. Now, let's assume what I was trying to do now. Let me delete this. Let me collapse this. Let's say I'm trying to find age in years, and I use datediff function. Okay, I told you you have to build it yourself. There's no help. So you cannot tab out in this case. So start date. So let's say end date is today. I want to find this in years. Let's do months actually, because everything is 2024. And I close it. So this one is 1 month ago. This is June. Error. 0 months because it's July. Error.
Yeah.
So how can you deal with this? You are given this data. When you observe this thing, you kind of realize that the person that did this, probably on his own system, the date was maybe what you were supposed to have is month at the middle. You are not likely to have this problem anyway. If everything is date and I pass this data to you, you're not likely to have this problem. We're going to test it anyway. Not now. Now you want to reframe the date so that it will match your system date. Apparently, my month is at the middle. My date is starting first. So how can I readjust? How can I do it? So that means I need to extract month. I need to extract the day. Let me extract the month. Sorry, not the month. Month. And I need to extract the year. So what's the day? So what I'll do text split. Let's simply do text to column here. So what's my delimiter? My delimiter is a /. I don't need space, but I need is a /. It has splitted everything now. Finish. Ctrl Z. Let me do it again. Okay. All right. So I can click this way. I want to put it here. I want to start from here. Finish. So this is my day. This is my month. This is my year. This is clear, yeah? What I'm doing is clear. So now you can use your date function to now construct the right date. So equals date. What's the year? This is the year. What's the month? This is the month. What's the day? This is the day. Enter. And now the month is coming first. Everything is fine. And now you can use your date diff if you still want to find the difference. Age in months, say equals date diff, start date, end date today, unit is month, close the bracket, enter. What's happening here? What's going on here? Formula used to misbehave sometimes. If it chooses not to work, I will not be bothered. I will not be bothered. I will not be bothered. Formula misbehave sometimes though. So this one, January 1, this is 5 months ago, is it? 5 months ago, this is 4 months ago. Why not this one giving me? Oh, I think they are future. Yes, that's why. They are future. They are future. So one of the limitations you have now for date diff is that your end day should be greater than your start day. I mean, if I come here, let me cut this. Let me put it here. Enter. See now? I'm going to have something. Everything give us 0. Okay. So that's the issue. So in short, what I'm bringing out is that the date is not correct. Everything is not aligned to the right. And we are fine now. So you find yourself in this kind of situation and you need to clean your table. It may not be this kind of situation, it might be something different. Maybe your date is not given in a good format. Your system is not seeing it as a good date, blah, blah, blah. You may need to break it down into components. Separate the day from the month from the year. Then you now use date function to build your date afresh. That is clear, I believe. So whole month is used to find the end of the last day of the month, a certain number of months time. What's the last day? Tonya, what's the last day? 3 months time. What's the last day of the month? 3 months time. EO month. Start day. Let's say today. Today is the start day. So this start day does not have to be today. 3 months time. What's the last day? October
30th.
Okay. So let's see.
October is 31st too.
Yeah. Thank you. So,
31st.
yeah. So this is 31st. 10:31. So you need to find the last day of the month. So if you want to do, for example, we can use this if like we are doing, you can say next payday. Next payday. You know, you don't have to put this in a table, it can just be a date, next payday. Let's want to do something, there's something you do at the end of every month. And EO month. Then you say start day, let's say today. And like I said, no, it does not have to be today. Just give it a date value, right? Then put a comma. How many months? Say 1 month's time. That would be, and format it as date. This is general. That's why it's shown as a serial number. So just give it a short date or long date. So 31st August is the next page. Right. That is EO month. You used to find the last day of the month, a certain or a given or a specified number of months time. If you find it useful in some cases, especially when you are building some templates. So text, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I can use text to find year. This is a date, right? This is 31st October. Let's use today's date, right? To be easier. So let's say 0713. Please pardon me. 0713 2024. So let's say I want to find the day, the month, the year. I can delete all of this. I don't need them. I'm through with them. I'm so done. I'm done with them. So I can use text function to extract the date. This is the text. What's the format that I want? Let's say I want DD. So just give me the day. And it will give me as a text. That's it. So if I say equals to its number, so that's the difference. If I give its number here, I get false. If I use day function to extract the text to date here, can you see? If I use this number on it to be true. So when you use text formula to extract anything, it gives you text. That's not why what is most useful for. For me, let me ignore this. You know, I can use this formula to extract month, but it's not the highlight of this formula for me. It's not. It's not. Let me leave it. Let me do what is really, let me put it where it's really, really useful. All right, let me add a column here. Let me call it day of birth. If I want to know the day of the week that Omomi was giving birth to, I just use text. I put the parameter, I put a comma, then DDDD. It will give me the day she was born, whether it's a Monday. She was born on a Tuesday now. Omomi, tell me the day you were born. Tell me your real date of birth. Let us find the day of the week they gave birth to you. Okay, look at this. This guy, this is also a Tuesday. I know that December 9, 1998 was a Wednesday. That's the day they gave back to my last born, our last born. I know it's a Wednesday. I know that March 12, 1989 was a Sunday. Yes. I also know that 12, okay, March 17, 1960 should be a Sunday too, is it? Eh? Ah, they are flight. I know that December 5, 1995 should be a Sunday. Ha. Oh, sorry. December 3. Yes, it's a Sunday. All right, so you can use this formula to get the day of the week. You can use text formula. If you want to know the month, you want to see the month in day in text, you can use MMMM. right? This is January. To type the month. We will need this later. You will need this later. So, if you use month formula, you say equals month, you are going to get number 01, 02, 03. You are going to get number. So I'll change this to general because I want to see number, not date. So this is January, this is March, this is December. But if you want to see it written in text like this, you can do this. You can do this. Another way you can do it, right? I'm a very flexible person. I can copy the same date. The same date. I'll paste it here. The same day, exact same date. And I'll format it to show as month alone. Look at it. I'll come to custom. Instead of all this, I just put MMMM. I do that is MMMM. The dates are there, but to show us the months. See, the dates are still there. The dates are there. Look at the formula, but data are there, but I'm asking it to show just as months. And after it has done this, I can simply copy this and paste it as values. Right. And if you notice, it is still showing as the date. See, the date is still there. It's just a format thing. I can do this plus this. No, now too. Equals to this plus this. Why was I able to do that? Because it's actually number. These things right here, they are numbers. It's just showing us. It's just camouflage. It's just camouflage. But if you do text, this, and you put a comma and you show it as MMMM, this is text. If you notice, look at it. Look at what I'm saying. These ones are aligned to the right, even though they are text. Though. I did not text. If it is looking like text and they are aligned to the right, it's number. It's actually number, but this is actually proper text. So if I copy this now, and I paste it as values, I'm going to have January in the formula bar now. See? I have March in the formula bar. So I'll try and construct a very good assignment. Hey, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'll try and construct a good assignment that can cover all this so that we can really, really, really play with it. So that we can have a lot to explore. You can explore different options. I will try and make it very comprehensive. I'm not likely to mark it, but I'll still receive it anyway, at least to appreciate our commitment. Okay. Let's do removing duplicates. We have tried. We have tried on date format and dates. Is there any question before I move on? Apparently, what we have done since morning is just data types since we came back. Wow. Is there any question? Any question? Any question, please? All right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
I'm with you, sir.
Can you hear me?
Clearly.
Yeah, please. If it is possible for you to help us send the video, we will appreciate it. Please. That we can go through it again. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's Mr. Taiwo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not seeing people's faces. Once I stream my screen, I will not see anybody's face. I will not see any name. I will just have my discretion to use.
Maybe next weekend, next week Saturday,
okay.
let us introduce ourselves. We can't be in the same class and we don't know one another.
Next week Saturday. Agree with you 100%.
So we introduce ourselves.
I agree with you, sir. Okay. I've already dealt with blank. I believe I don't have any blank here, do I? Okay, there's no blank. So let's go to removing duplicates. So you don't want duplicates in your data, or depending on what you are dealing with. You actually don't want duplicates. But I think I have a lot of duplicates here. San Francisco, Central West. Okay, let's build our own data. We can relate it better. I believe we can relate to it better. Let me delete it. So I'll still use it in the class. Name, age, no, gender. Let's use just this. Do I still have it? I've deleted everything. Almost. She's not doing one in class. Antonia Theo. Olajide. What's his name? Mr. Mutayo. Okay, so let me put some repetitions. Antonia. Let's repeat some stuff. Okay. Gender. Normally she's a female, male. Okay. Female. Permit me. Male. Good. Age. Okay, so let me see. She's 21. She's 21. Sonia is 19. Theo is 18. Olajide is 25. Okay. Victoria. Okay. Antonia. This one's male. Okay. Good. Olajide. This is female Olajide, yeah. 16. Matayo is male. 26. Good. So I've built this table. I want to remove duplicates. So you need to remove duplicates in your data. The first way to identify duplicates, if you highlight all your data, go to home, go to conditional formatting, then you can go to highlight cell rules, then you see duplicate values. So we want to fill duplicates. Is duplicate want to fill? You can fill unique. These are the ones that are unique. You can fill duplicates. You can choose the color you want. So let's use yellow. So these are the duplicates. If you notice now, Victoria 21F, Victoria age 21, gender female was repeated. It's completely highlighted. Victoria gender female, see, completely highlighted. Antonia 19 female, completely highlighted. Antonia, oh no, this Antonia is actually 19 and is male. Okay, don't let me do everything together, yeah? Let me start with the names only. So if I click on the names and I click on highlight cell rules and I click on duplicate values, I can see the names that are duplicated already. Victoria is existing twice, Tonia is existing twice, Olajide twice, Omotayo also twice. These 4 names are existing twice. Right? Now, the fact that they are all existing twice or something, we should remove them. So one thing about removing duplicates is that you have to set your criteria. You have to set your criteria. So when do you consider something to be a duplicate? That is one of the questions you will need to answer. When is something considered to be a duplicate? When is it considered to be a duplicate? There are some things you can decide straight away. Look at this. Victoria 21F. Victoria 21F. It's the same person, clearly. The same name, the same age, the same gender. It's the same person. It might not be the same person normally. I mean, it is not necessarily the same person. I mean, in a team, you can have 2 Victoria now, and they can both be female, and they can have the same age, right? But let's say you have another criteria like phone number, and phone number is also the same. Oh no, clearly it's the same person. Clearly, it's the same person. If you are dealing with a church data, and you are dealing with data of adults and minors, and you see some phone numbers repeated, it's possible because minors most likely will not have phone numbers, especially when they are very young. Most of the times they will use the phone numbers of their parents as their phone number. My HMO, for example, my baby's account with our HMO, my phone number is there. Because it's not just minor, it's minor, it's less than 3. So my phone number is there. So if I want to remove duplicates and I'm using phone number as criteria, I cannot use only phone number as criteria, right? Because two people can share the same phone number, especially when you have minor. But if I use name and phone number, name plus phone number as my criteria, any name and phone number that matches, I can remove it. Like maybe there's Theophilus, phone number is there. Then there's another Theophilus, the same phone number. I'll remove one, unless the minor is junior. Unless the minor is junior, right? So what if I put age? So I have name, age, phone number. The name is the same. Phone number is maybe it's daddy and son. Daddy and son, they can bear the same name and they can use the same phone number because the boy is a minor. But the age, one is 52, one is 19. Okay, 19 is one is 52, one is 10. You can clearly know, oh yes, these are different people. So you spare it, even though the name and the phone number are the same. But you are looking at it, name, age, phone number, they are the same. It's clearly the same person. So if I want to remove duplicates now, based on, look at this Antonia 19F, the second Antonia is Antonia 21F. Sorry, Antonia 19M. The name and the date of age, they are the same, but different gender. Clearly, they are different people. Right? Clearly, they are different people. So I should not remove it. The gender is different at least. Olajide, look at Olajide 25M. This Olajide 16F. It's only the name that is the same. The age is different, the gender is different people. Omotayo 26M. Omotayo 26M. These are the same people. So if I highlight my data to remove duplicate, this is where you go. Let me clear formatting. Clear rules on the entire sheet. So I'll go to data. This is remove duplicates under this data too. So I've done text to column already. We have done flash feed. So this is flash feed up here. We have not done data validation. Okay. Okay. So I'll come here. I want to remove duplicate based on which criteria. That is a question you need to ask now. Based on which criteria are you removing duplicate? Okay, I want to remove duplicate based on the first criteria. Based on just name. That is anywhere you see names that are the same. Let me answer that. Let me say anywhere names are the same. Just remove it. So except we just spare the first one, it will remove everything at the bottom. Click OK. See. 4 duplicate values found and removed. It has removed it has removed Victoria, Antonia, Olajide, and Omotayo. It has removed them. But that's not what I want, because me, I know from what we have searched that some of these guys are removed, they are not duplicates. For example, Omotayo is not duplicate. Omotayo 26M. Okay, sorry, Omotayo is duplicate, 26M. Olajide is not duplicate. Olajide 16F. Olajide 25M is not duplicate. All right. So I'll come to remove duplicate again. So I want to search based on everything. If you want to remove duplicate based on just name, you click name. If you want to remove duplicate based on only age, you click age. If you want to remove duplicate based on only gender, you click gender. If you want to remove duplicate based on everything, that is anywhere everything is, then remove it. I'll click OK. Only 2 will be removed. Yes. Omotayo is entirely the same, and Victoria also is entirely the same. Antonia is not the same because the name and the age are the same, but the gender is different. That's why it was paired. Olajide is the only name that the gender and the name, they are different. Okay, so that is that. But that's how to remove duplicates. That's how to remove duplicates. Really. So you just have to select the conditions you want to use. You have to determine the criteria. That's why I mentioned the criteria. On when will I say something is a duplicate? Is it when all the columns are repeated? Is it when sometimes 2 column is enough. Sometimes it's enough. For example, if you have a primary key, it's what called key. You go there later, we call primary key. If you have a primary key, that's a unique. If there's something is removing duplicates. Let us move on. We have done 3 hours already. Is there something we can quickly do? I think the only thing remaining should be join.
Please, can anyone hear him?
No,
I can't.
I can't hear him.
Thank you.